Today we continue with part 4 on our Hibernate tutorial for Java programmers, and today we are going to configure the H2 database. H2 database is called an in-memory database and is used for development, during development process, because when you are initializing your database for you to carry out testing or to test your application, you need a database that is very, very fast. And in this case, it will be better to use something in memory, a database that actually stays in the class part or in the application part. Instead of going to connect to external database, create SQL query, connect to MySQL, and load the data from disk, you save yourself the time when you use an in-memory database. So H2 is the database we are going to be working with. Now in this case, we are going to configure H2 database and actually see how it works. So to configure H2 database, go to src main resources. At this point, src main resources. Open the application.properties file. In the application.properties file, you are going to now write the database configuration code. So in this case, instead of writing it one by one, I'm going to just copy it and paste it right there, and I'm going to explain to you line by line what this means. The first one says H2 console that enabled is true. H2 console is a web interface where you manage this database. Remember, everybody likes a GUI. It makes life easier. So when you say enable the console, we have a GUI application where we can manage our database. The platform is H2, that is easy. And the data source URL, the JDBC H2 mem, socialDB, we are giving the database a name, and the name is socialDB. And we specify the driver org.h2.driver. But there is something missing out, and that is the H2 dependency. For us to use H2 database, we need to add the H2 dependency to our application. So to get the H2 dependency, if you go to pom.xml, application right here, you see that the H2 dependency is not there. And we would have added it when we build this application, when we are setting up, but I purposely decided not to add it at that time so that we'll be able to go to the browser, go to Maven repository, and find the dependency to work with. So let's go to Maven repository and let's get H2 dependency. So Maven repository is mvnrepository.com. So just say H2 database, and it comes here. You see H2 engine. Just copy it. Sorry, just click on it. Take the first one, it's okay, and just copy the dependency. Get back to your application and just go to the dependency section of your pom.xml and just paste it right there. Do a little cleanup. For some reason, I don't know why the scope here is test, but the scope actually should be runtime. The scope should be runtime. So this database is initialized when you run the application. Alright, so I'm going to save everything. And we are going to launch this application. For the first time, we are going to test our application to see if it's actually working. If we launch this application and we are able to access the GUI, the console for H2, and see the tables created, it's going to be amazing. So let's see. So let's run the application to see. Right click on it. Here the name of the application, just right click on it. And choose runners and choose Spring Boot app. That's what we are going to choose, Spring Boot app. So let's give a few seconds and let's see how our application starts up. And I'm going to show you how to access the H2 data, the H2 console. So let's see. Okay, so let's wait for a while. Let's see let's wait for the application to run. So if you look at the status bar, you can see that so let's wait for a couple of seconds since I'm starting for the first time since I started building it. It's going to take a few seconds. Alright, so everything is working. So you can see at this point, Tomcat started at port 8080. How do we access H2 console? You simply go to your browser. Let's go to the browser and go to HTTP localhost at port 8080 and specify H2 console, and let's see. So now this is H2 console. This is amazing. Now we have something to work with. But now we need to check if those tables are there, because we've not created any database, we've not created any tables, but Hibernate created all this for us for free. So I'm going to click on connect, and now you can see all the objects or the tables has been created. If you drop down, you can see the table columns for location. For post, you have this, and for user, you have this. Now, take note that the additional fields of user ID has been created in the post. And also additional field for location ID has been created for user. And that is because we added the annotation many to one. When you add annotation many to one in the user entity is going to decide to handle that mapping by creating a location ID field. So the user part is the many side of the relationship. It decides to handle this relationship and so on. We are going to discuss more on this in the subsequent tutorial. So I'm going to stop here. The next thing we are going to do is to initialize the database. We add some initial data into the database, and we are going to do that by using data.sql file to add some initial data. I'd like to thank you for viewing, and we move on to part 5. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, and also let me know if this tutorial is being informative for you.